Hello, everybody, and welcome to another session of Let's Talk by Interlingua. My name is Mike Reese, and I'm your host today. Now, before we get started, let me give you a little bit of context about the topic of today. On the previous week, previously on Let's Talk, we got very excited talking about movies, how they influenced our lives, why do we get so attached to them, which were our favorite genres. In a few words, why do movies mean a lot to us? Now, technically, this topic is way bigger, but let's do it part by part. For example, movies, let's take it as a chapter one of our story. Now, today is part two, and which brings us to this next phase of the topic. We already talked about movies, now let's talk about TV series. And let's talk about all footage that we can find online. Technically, this is one of them, but let's take a clock a few years back. There was a time when this was not possible. Hey, not even thinkable. If you are for part of my generation, you know what I'm talking about. Thanks to technology, thanks to mass media, thanks to new technological advanced devices, we can make stuff like Let's Talk Show possible. But we'll get to that in a few moments. Right now, let's bring out our guest, Eric Yordi. I choose you. Bam!
What's up, Mike?
Oh, hello.
What's up, guys? Nice to see you in this lovely, chilled, rainy evening. Is everybody okay?
Yeah,
Yes, of course.
I'm good.
All right. I hope you guys don't get too cold. I am freezing right now. I hope that's not your case. But let's get this thing going. Oh my god. Paranormal activity.
Nah, no.
You see, did you guys see that? He was in the dark, and then all of a sudden a hand popped up and lights on.
My power.
But you are about to what you are about to see. It's not a top. Did you get the reference? Tell me that. Tell me yes. Tell me yes. Tell me yes. Tell me yes. No.
I'm not sure.
I don't think so.
Oh. Well, that was on purpose. Why? Because that brings us to the first thing that I want to talk about this was a reference of a YouTuber that I follow a lot named Dross. He's
Yes.
from Venezuela, but technically he lives right now in Buenos Aires. He has done most of his notable work in Buenos Aires, and right now, well, for people who like content like that, paranormal curiosities, weird stuff, we follow him a lot. So, the beginning of this topic, YouTube, this platform that has become way more popular over the years, ever since it came out, has has uh, has gone through a big evolution. But I want to talk to you guys about that. Jordi, how often do you visit or watch YouTube?
How often? Woof. Um, basically,
I guess a lot.
yes. Like when I'm not doing like, or when I'm not working, I spend most of my time on YouTube. I mean, considering I don't use like social media, it's like the only uh, kind of entertainment that I can get online. So I spend pretty much all of my time on YouTube. or well, all of my free time.
Okay, big important thing. When you're not working, you're on YouTube. That means that you come across to a lot of content.
Kind
What
of,
do you
yeah.
search or what do you watch when you're on YouTube?
Woo. Well, I watch a lot of things, but mostly I look for content related to languages and related to music. Sometimes recipes or kitchen recipes when I'm looking for new ideas. Yeah.
Okay. Hold on a minute. Things really. Okay. Okay. I really liked what you said. It actually made me very curious. You said that you search for content related to languages. So that means that you sort of use it to help you in your working life or something like that.
Mm, Sometimes, yeah, to get some references. The thing is that since I'm like a language nerd, I try to learn about different languages, from here and there. One day I wake up and I'm interested in African languages, and I look for content related to that. One day I'm like, what, I don't know, things about Latin, for example, or ancient
Mm.
Greek. And I'm like, no, but mostly because I'm curious about languages and I want to know a little bit more.
Do you speak or have you learned a considerable amount of another language other than English through these videos, through those videos?
Yes, actually, yes, I have to confess. I pretty much learned Catalan by myself. Well, not by myself because I checked some YouTube videos, and I mean, considering it's really similar to Spanish, it wasn't particularly difficult. But most of my learning was through that. Also, a little bit of Turkish and Old Norse.
Wow.
Wow. Okay. And how difficult is for someone to learn those type of languages only through those videos? Is it easy? Is it difficult? Or you really have to put yourself into it?
No, I mean the thing is that since I don't do it like formally or for school or something like that, I mean I don't
Okay.
have to worry about deadlines and whatnot. The thing
Okay.
is, when you try to learn those things with or through videos, sometimes they assume you know some things, and then you have to look for that information on books or whatever. So it's not impossible, but
Okay.
it requires like some extra research.
And you also mentioned that you have looked for cooking recipes.
Yes.
Do you watch it only for entertainment, or you have practiced a few of the recipes that you have found?
Well, there are a couple of channels that I follow and that I am actually subscribed to that are about sushi. Of course, I have no idea about how to make sushi, and I have never tried it. But I watch them because for a very strange reason, I enjoy watching like when they are like cutting the fish and whatnot,
Yeah.
and it's kind of relaxing. But there are some others that I watch the recipe and then I try to actually cook it.
What is an example of one try that has been quite successful of you following a recipe that you found on YouTube?
Uh, I tried risotto. I mean, it's basically rice with saffron,
Yeah, but
but it works fine. What else did I try? Eggs in a basket when I was like 15 or something. I mean, it's not
oh,
that complicated, but I learned how to make them by watching a video on YouTube. Yeah, things like that.
There you have it, folks. Watching videos are not only plain entertainment, it can help us to grow and develop skills that probably are sleeping within us. Now, Eric, Eric, same question. How often do you watch YouTube and what kind of content do you search for?
I watch it every day. I have like a routine at night. No,
Oh,
after spending some time with my girlfriend, I watch some YouTube and then I play video games. Oh, that's like what I do.
my bro.
Um, Now the kinds of things I watch are very varied. It depends on the day. It depends like if I get some question and it's like, oh, I would like to know this. But I think the things I watch the most are reaction videos with music that I like, just to see the people react to the things I love. And sometimes I watch these reaction videos with professionals, no, a professional singer or a composer, so
Of
they
course.
analyze the music and it's really nice. um, I watch a lot of gameplay as well. I watch
Of course, yeah.
people playing some games. And currently I have been watching a lot of videos on how to build a PC, because I have been buying the pieces one by one. So I hope that I will be able to build it soon. So I'm learning, as you
What
said.
else? What else do you need? Or how close are you to finish your PC?
I think I'm like a few weeks close. Um,
Oh, so you have all the pieces right now.
I have the most expensive ones, which are
Well,
basically
that's
the
a
processor
yes. That's
and the monitor. It was pretty expensive. Monitor, the processor, and I have the motherboard. Now I need to buy the rest,
okay.
which are not as expensive as those two.
So basically, you
But
have the hardest part covered, right?
yeah, yeah. I mean, I will put in a graphics card, but that will be someday in the future. No,
All right.
not yet.
I hope it's soon.
Yeah.
That soon. You mentioned something that also caught my attention, my dear Eric, is the fact I will get. I also want to talk about reactions, but I think as a social phenomenon, thanks to YouTube, we have a very important tool has become part of the lives of pretty much everyone. If there is something that we don't know how to do, and those are tutorials. I think that nowadays, everyone that doesn't know how to probably fix something or elaborate something, cooking, etc., all they have to do is open YouTube, find a tutorial for that, and not only there are plenty of choices. So, what kind of tutorial other than the ones for building a PC do you watch or you find interesting?
What other things have I watched? Um, I can't like remember like a specific one, but for example, I play the guitar. So once
All
I
right.
watched how to adjust the guitar, no, like leave it perfectly tuned and with low action is called, no, when the strings are close to the fretboard.
Exactly.
Um, and it was pretty easy. No, it was like a 5 minute video
Oh,
and very straightforward. Mm, Other things. I ride a bike, so I have also seen how to fix or change some pieces on the bike.
And let's imagine for a second that that content didn't exist in YouTube. How w- how would you find the knowledge to learn how to do that?
The
Do
only
you have
way
a
would be
clue?
to go with the mechanic and that he taught me, or to go with a computer technician and that he explained how to do it. You know,
Are any of
uh,
those places are any of those places near your house?
the bike mechanic, yeah, it's like 2 blocks away. Computer technician, I don't know. I don't know if there's one nearby.
So you could say that tutorials also help us in a way that we can save a long distance trip, maybe even if it's
Yeah,
within our city or within the place we live. So it's kind of beneficial, right?
yeah, it is. Especially if you have to carry something. You know, if I
Oh
have to
yeah,
carry my bike because it's not working and I can't ride it, I have to take it
dude.
where the mechanic is.
If you had to carry the monitor or the processor,
Yeah, that's very risky.
damn, that would be a very anxious drive or an anxious trip to somewhere, right?
Exactly.
Especially if it's raining. Damn.
Oh yeah.
Oh man. So all the uses we can find on YouTube, they can teach us how to speak new languages or even get closer to new languages to develop your chef skills, especially if you're a foreign student, or they can help you get closer to your passions. For example, before this, hell, one had to go to a technician, one had to hire a technician in order to install something very complicated as a PC, gaming PC. Now you can do it yourself. How? Thanks to YouTube content. Wow. I know this sounds like an advertising, but we're just trying to get you the benefits of this evolution that this platform has gone through. But in the meantime, I believe that we have a question from one of our viewers. Let's see what our audience or the audience had to say about today. And wow, Jordi. And this one is for Jordi. It says from Alicia Guillermina Juarez Carrion. Jordi, do you recommend a YouTube channel for practicing English? Go.
Oh my. um, Hi.
Ah!
Well, um, the thing is, I really consider that a very good way of learning or improving your skills, not particularly in English, but in basically any language you are studying, is look for content that is interesting to you. Of course, if your idea is to practice English, look for content that is made mostly in English, right? Or another thing that I consider can help is, now with movie trailers, you have different accounts for the companies. For example, let's say Marvel, and you have one YouTube channel that uploads the trailers in English, and then you have one YouTube channel for Latin America and whatnot. So what you can do, or something that I consider it's a good idea, is check the original trailer, and then check the other one that is usually dubbed, well, in Spanish or with subtitles. Compare them so that you can get like an idea, and that can help. But my first recommendation is look for content that is interesting to you, and that really helps because in the end it's a topic that you want to know about, and so that eliminates like a little bit of pressure of I have to learn this. So I think that's a good idea.
I hope that was very useful for Alicia. Thank you very much, Jordi. And speaking of content, one other thing that really amazes me about not only YouTube, but basically all the platforms with public videos is that basically anyone, and I mean anyone, can be a creator of content with enough viewers that can even become a profession or a way to receive income. So, here's my question to you guys, for both of you. If you became a content creator, let's go easy on this one, for YouTube, what would your site be about? What would you like to talk about in your videos, Jordi?
All right. It's funny that you ask because for a while now I have been thinking about creating a space on YouTube to discuss things about well, mostly Norse mythology, and I would also I would also like to have a space related to brewing, like beer brewing and homemade beer and that kind of stuff. I mean, I'm interested in that area. I haven't tried it yet, but when I started, I would like to have a YouTube channel like talking about the brewing process and the things that are a good idea to start and whatnot, especially in Spanish because I noticed most of that content is in English, and well, I would like to do a little bit in Spanish.
All right.
Would
I can taste
you
test.
what?
I can do the taste test and approve his
Yeah,
beer. Why not?
yeah, why
This could
not?
be the beginning of your ideas, guys. Everything happens for a reason.
Yeah,
So I think that's wonderful, guys. I mean, for example, Jordi, what you just say, I love Norse mythology and I love drinking beer. Not that I
all
am
right.
endorsing or pushing anyone to do it, but it is what it is. It's a
Yeah,
delicious beverage, and it comes in so many ways that there's a beer for literally anyone who is old enough to drink. Let me just be clear
yes,
on
of
that one.
course.
Yeah, don't come at me. Yeah, let me be clear on that one. So,
At least
Eric, if you had a platform, if you were a content creator, what would you like to talk about? What would your videos be about?
Um, just as Jordi said, there are a lot of videos in English about science, no, as astronomy, physics, chemistry, and these kinds of things. But in Spanish, there aren't a lot. Actually, a few years ago, I sent a message to a YouTuber that I watch asking him if he wanted me to translate his videos to Spanish, telling him that he could reach more people because his videos are really interesting, but they're only in English. So yeah, I would like to talk about science and stuff like that. I would need an animator
What,
definitely,
okay.
but yeah, I would like to do that.
Which field?
Which field? I think physics. Physics is my favorite science. From simple physics to quantum
Oh,
physics, you know?
oh,
Yeah.
I didn't know you had a Leonard inner Leonard Hubster, Sheldon Cooper. Which one can you relate to the most?
From the Big Bang Theory?
Yeah,
I think Leonard. He's the most normal one.
Leonard is cool. Leonard is cool. Have you gotten any words from this YouTube who asked you to translate its videos, or
Nah, he never answered to
it's on
me.
hold?
Yeah, he never answered.
Man.
I don't even think he saw it. I don't know.
Well, reason. Yeah, I would watch. I would watch both you guys. Definitely. Oh,
Thank you.
let me just a little bit. I'm serious because it's funny that you mentioned what you mentioned. Both of you mentioned the same thing in essence. We are all passionate of a certain content, but unfortunately, most of the videos that have the amount of information that we need to know or that we find interesting are in English. I say unfortunately because, I mean, it's not a problem for us. We are English teachers. English is our second language. What about for the general population of Latin America or the general Hispanic that doesn't necessarily know the English language? Can be a problem. That can be a little bit of a disappointment. So, well, I think we need more content creators in this matter. Just give me 1 second. I think I'm getting something here. And I think I'm good. So, guys, let's talk a little bit about the navigation system or the amount of time that we spend in that platform. And I want to talk about this through this question. Before YouTube, if we wanted to watch something, we had to go to our TVs. But through television, we had to respect schedule of programming, and we had to do channel surfing in order to find what we want to watch. But thanks to YouTube and websites, we can now find ourselves what we want to watch. It's not being forced to us, and we can watch it at any time you want. So, do you think, Jordi, that YouTube and many other websites that have videos are pushing regular TV away?
Yeah, I totally do. Because I have noticed that more and more people uh, start spending time on this kind of platforms rather than watching TV, because on these kind of platforms it's easier to find something that you are actually interested in. And you also have the advantage, like, you know what, I don't like this one, let's close it and find something else. It's not like you have to wait for the program to finish and then let's see if they are giving something more related to what I want to watch. So yeah, I think these kind of platforms are uh, completely taking the place that used to be, well, televisions.
All right. Eric, is television obsolete for you, or do you still watch it in some way?
That's the perfect question. I haven't had a TV since it broke in 2011, I think. Mhm.
E- Let me 11 years ago.
11 years ago, my TV broke, and I have used my computer ever since. I
So,
don't
I
really
mean,
watch TV.
okay. Then, ever since, oh, well, not ever since, back when you decided to do that radical change,
Mhm.
how did you compensate that your TV system? What did you used to watch back then? And have you watched more things, or are you still in the same track?
Well, when that happened, I stopped watching like stuff in general. Only when I got like a DVD of a movie, or a friend lent me something, but it was like occasionally.
Hmm.
Um, in that time, I was finishing the university, so I didn't really have much time. I didn't really care much about it. When I finished the university, I started getting bored. So, um, so yeah, I started watching YouTube back then. There wasn't so much content as there is now. YouTube was only 5 years old,
Okay.
so there wasn't much to watch. Um, and I will confess something. I started pirating stuff back then. Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
We have a fighter co-worker. Nah, it's okay.
Yeah, I know it's bad, but I
Ah,
didn't
come
have
on.
much money. I was just fresh out of the university, so I started doing that. So I watched series, I watched some movies, and then some years later, actually, I don't know exactly when, but Netflix came out, and I got the service, and I started watching that.
Mm. Which brings me to another part of the topic of today. We talked about movies last week. Now, let's talk a little bit about series. Well, I have a love hate relationship with series. Let me tell you why. It's not that I don't like to watch them, but it takes commitment to watch a series, especially if you have all the material already uploaded in the platforms. Like, I don't know, if there's a movie that you want to watch, probably it would only take a night, 2 hours, 2 hours and a half maximum. But for a series, oh my goodness, 1 hour, almost an hour per episode, and I don't know how many seasons. So it takes a lot of commitment to watch an entire series, especially if you like it a lot. So by looking at you guys and by the time that I have known you so far, I can tell a little bit about the kind of series that you watch, but I could be mistaken. So I would like to hear it from you first, from Jordi. My friend, what kind of series do you watch, and what streaming platforms do you are you subscribed to?
Okay. Well, I mostly watch like a crime series,
Hmm.
series that are like based on books. Well, actually, I watch anything that looks interesting. And to be honest, I have started a series only because it looked interesting. But then I watch 1 or 2 episodes, and I'm like, nope, this is not for me. And then I just quit, and I look for something new. Yes, it has happened. Uh, but mostly crime, science fiction, uh, drama a little bit. But the ones I just refuse to watch are like a romantic series and that sort of thing. I mean, it's not my thing, but I also have to confess, I sometimes, well, most of the times, end up watching them with my wife. So I think it's okay. And the platform that we mostly use is Netflix.
Okay.
But right now, I am also considering getting Disney Plus, mostly because of the Obi-Wan Kenobi series. Yes, I'm like, I want to know what happens, and the Marvel series.
Okay. Let me break it down for you this way. Okay. Number one, if you're considering to get the Disney Plus, do it. It's
All right,
amazing. It's amazing.
all right.
Yes, like stop thinking about it. Just do it. And number two, if you want it strictly because of the Obi-Wan series, okay, it will take away your curiosity. All right, all right. But there are plenty of other things that came out that are definitely worth paying the monthly subscription. So please go get it because it's fantastic.
All right.
I want to I try to be as brief as possible because if I start talking about Star Wars, it will probably take like three Let's Talk shows. I mean,
Yes, feel you.
yeah, guys, I'm holding myself like you have no idea, but I don't want to get carried away. But yes, I love Star Wars.
Yeah.
Adore
And
it.
what about all the Marvel series? They're on Disney Plus.
Eric, you're
Nice.
killing me, man. They are also worth paying the monthly subscription, especially if coming from my humble opinion, Falcon and the Winter Soldier, maybe Loki as well. What other one? Well, you spoke about Obi-Wan. I would definitely recommend you to watch The Mandalorian if you haven't watched it.
Yes, of course. Yes, I love it.
Focus, Mike. Focus. All right, guys, let's continue. Eric, same question for you, my friendo. What series do you watch and what type of platforms do you pay in a monthly basis?
Okay, so I'm a comic book fan, as you can see the poster behind me.
Bro,
And since this superhero boom started, that's something that I have always watched. So I watched Netflix when it had the Marvel series.
okay.
Now, as you said, Disney Plus because it has the Marvel series. But just recently, I got curious about a couple of series that are on Amazon Prime about superheroes,
The boys.
Invincible and The Boys.
Boys, yes.
Yes,
Oh,
I watched the first season of Invincible twice because I loved it. And I started watching The Boys like 2 weeks ago. I think I'm just missing the season finale.
mhm.
And it has been pretty interesting and dark.
Yes,
And
yes.
I like it. And I also like anime, so I watch Crunchyroll, and I watch them there. You know, when you said something about commitment, an anime came to my head. One Piece.
No.
There are
Oh
more than
my
a
god.
thousand episodes. I have watched like 850.
Yeah.
And you know, there's one new
Respect.
episode every week. So what I do is that I
Yes,
wait like two
it's still
years.
going.
I wait like 2 years and then I binge watch them, and then I wait for the 2 years. It's ridiculous. Seriously, this series
Well,
has been so long.
it's called being a fan.
Mhm.
What can I say? What can I say? It's called being a fan. We have all been there. We have all been. I think we have all made sacrifices or important inversions of investments of our time in order to watch the things that we love to. So you mentioned that you have watched with. By the way, I admire that from you because there is no way. I mean, I don't get me wrong. I love anime. I love anime, but I have I have been I was honest with myself into saying that there is no way that I'm going to watch One Piece entirely because I haven't watched not even one episode. So it's impossible for me to
Me neither.
to keep track on that one. I made peace with that. I made peace with that, but there are plenty of other stuff that I watched. But besides One Piece, is there a series animated or live action that you have been really hooked on in a way that probably you stayed up really late at night having to work the next day, or that you have downloaded the episodes to watch it maybe in your working place or during your trip to somewhere that there is nothing else in your mind other than in track to keep track of the series that you're watching.
Yes, Breaking Bad.
Yes.
That's, I watched the first episode and I was like, ah. I watched the second episode and that's where it started. It was like I have to know what's next. So I watched another and another, and I didn't sleep very well. Um, no, no,
Yeah.
seriously. I think I saw the whole series in like 3 weeks.
Yeah. Kind of.
Yeah,
I watched it in a month.
Respect, bro.
that was the only thing I did when I wasn't working.
Yeah.
I started having financial problems because instead of cooking, I was ordering every single day.
Okay.
So because I didn't want to waste any time, I was
You only wanted
really
to
addicted to it.
witness. You wanted to witness the transition from Walter to Heisenberg.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Wow.
it's one of my favorite series ever.
Yeah. It's really good.
Let me make a little parenthesis in order to mention the importance of this series. And I'm not speaking entirely as a fan, but as a person that appreciates this form of art, a person that appreciates cinematography. and I'm speaking directly to our viewers, guys. If you want to if you want to witness a significant part of history related to television, go watch right now Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul. Like I said, it's not only because I'm a fan of both series, but there is actually a before and after these two priors have existed. They took series in a whole other level, in a maybe artistic way, talking about photography, talking about filming language, talking about the importance of having a complex script. So go watch Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul, guys. You won't regret it. You will love it. Jordi, same
Yeah.
question for you, my friend. Is there a series that you were really hooked on that it took a lot of time from your personal days?
Woo, a lot, but mostly with, well, as Eric said, when Netflix got the Marvel shows, I
Mhm.
was really, really excited and enthusiastic about the Daredevil series. And every season, I was there on the releasing date. And well, the first season, I think I watched it. Well, I binge watched it in one night because I was young. But for the second and third, as I mean, I tried, but I fell asleep like halfway through the season, so I had to to watch them in like two sessions. So that was Daredevil. The same happened, well, with Breaking Bad, but I mean, of course, it's Breaking Bad. With the final season of Dark, I
Oh,
watched the final season in one night, and I was like, I have to know because I mean that show is so confusing and complicated, and I was like, I need answers. I need answers. Like that meme from The Big Bang Theory with Sheldon. I'd like, I don't need to sleep. I need answers. That was me. And what else? What else? What else? Well, I think those were like or those have been like the most important examples. But yeah,
okay. Okay. I was hoping that you mentioned Vikings. I was surprised that you didn't.
no, because with Vikings, I watch like, or at first we used to watch like two or three episodes a day,
Mhm,
but then we just stopped watching it,
mhm.
and so no, not really. The one that we have been watching a lot though is the Gilmore Girls, and yes, I know, but I mean it's a really good one, and we watch like what, two, three, maybe four episodes a day, but it's very funny.
Guys, don't ever apologize for something that you enjoy. Never. It's okay. It's okay. Guys, to wrap this up, one specific question for each of you, and I want your personal views on the matter. Eric, first with you. With all the streaming platforms that keep on showing up with the course of time, Netflix, Prime, Star Plus, Paramount, almost every cinematic distributor is coming up with its own streaming platforms for either movies, series, documentaries, or just plain entertainment. Do you think that with the popularity of these platforms rising every day, movie theaters will eventually disappear?
I hope not. um, I mean, it's very easy to just turn on your PC, your phone, get into the platform and watch something. But honestly, at least for me, going
Mhm.
to the movies and watching something on a huge screen with the 8.1 audio, which obviously not everyone has at home, is something very, very, very cool. Yes, it's at least for me when I watch like some action movies or horror movies, going to the movies is a completely different experience than watching them at home. Definitely. Uh, but as you say, because it's not only the streaming platforms, it's also the pandemic.
Yeah.
So cinemas, well, movie theaters have been losing a lot of money, and I don't think they will fade out, but maybe they will become smaller. Instead of having 20 theaters in one place, they will have just five. I don't know.
Eric, knock on wood, please. Knock on wood, please.
Yeah.
Yeah, brother. Yeah. Oh my God. I hope that doesn't happen, but it may. Like you said, it's a probability. But I think we can all agree that we don't like we wouldn't like that to happen, right?
Nope.
All right. Thank you, Eric. And Yordi. Now, when television became like a big thing back in the days with color TV, with a lot of TV show series, it was surrounded by the controversy that it was turning population into zombies due to the amount of time that they would spend watching TV. Now, with TV being pushed away, do you think that phenomenon can be applied to people nowadays due to the amount of time and also the and also how easy we can turn up into we can go into our platforms or maybe even in YouTube? Do you think we will also become zombies to our streaming services?
Yeah, and actually, I consider they are like, I mean, on that regard, they are a little bit riskier because, for example, with TV, I mean, you only have the chance to watch whatever on at home because
Okay.
I mean, your TV was at home. But with streaming platforms, and now you have the option of downloading the episodes and whatnot, basically you can have them anytime you want. And I have seen people like in the subway, at the bus, even walking down the street, like watching like their streams, and they're watching a show or a movie, and it's like, hmm. So I think, yeah, I mean, of course, it's happening.
It hey, it's inevitable.
Yes.
Ah.
I got that reference.
Yeah,
That's why I love you guys. I love you guys.
we all got it.
And I hope you guys got it too. Our
Yeah.
viewers. I hope you guys got it too. Oh my God, guys. So, final thing. Is there a recommendation you got for our viewers? I mean, it is what it is. We all watch YouTube, we all have our streaming services, and we gladly pay for them. But is there a recommendation that you have for our viewers to like keep some sort of balance between looking between searching for entertainment and also handling their personal lives, with relationships, working life, etc.? Eric?
Self-control. Okay.
For example.
I mean, if you notice that you're watching too much, limit yourself, set a schedule, no? Like I will watch stuff for 1 hour a day or 2 hours a day. That's it, and follow what you say, and control yourself. Go out, touch some grass, and do something else.
Breathe fresh air. Well, the closest thing to fresh air that you can
Yeah.
find.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks, man. Jordi, what about you?
I think a good idea is to focus first on the things you have to do, and when you have your things done, then that means you have some time to spend on whatever you want. So as long as you have everything done before you start watching something, it's fine. And of course, as long as you get enough sleep, it's fine, because sleeping is really important. And I know watching these kind of things can interfere with that. So, I mean, get some sleep.
Guys, I can't thank you enough for your participation and for everything that you shared tonight. Thank you so much for your time as well. It was very nice to have you. And also for anyone that was watching the live broadcast, thank you so much for being here. And also try to share this link. All right. And Eric, Jordi, I hope to see you guys really soon in another transmission of Let's Talk Show. Have a
Hopefully.
pleasant evening. For anyone watching at home, I am Mike Reese. This was Eric and Jordi. Without further ado, I must bid you adieu and good night. Mwah! And goodbye.